Tonight, New Zealand's earthquake horror. Christchurch in ruins as the ground crumbles beneath the city.
You can hear them? Okay, just stay away from the edge.
Stunned survivors pulled from the rubble.
Please be careful. Please be careful. Please.
And a nation in shock as the death toll grows.
This is 10 News at 5 with George Danikian and Hermione Kitson.
Good evening and welcome to this special edition of 10 News.
And the quake tragedy that's devastated the New Zealand city of Christchurch.
The massive 6.3 magnitude earthquake struck at 9 minutes to 1 local time this afternoon.
The epicentre was just 10 kilometres from the heart of Christchurch near the port of Lyttelton and 5 kilometres below ground. Authorities have confirmed 65 deaths but expect more. There are multiple injuries, just how many still unclear. Dozens of people remain trapped in collapsed buildings. At least 6 powerful aftershocks have been recorded. Christchurch Airport is closed to all flights except emergency evacuations. 10's Andrew Denny begins our coverage with the moment the tragedy struck New Zealand.
Chaos and confusion in Christchurch. Just before 1 o'clock local time, the city was shaken to its core. Buildings collapsed, cars were crushed.
The most frightening thing of my entire life. Absolutely scared shitless, to be honest with you.
It was just a very, very violent shaking, and I got under the table. And when the shaking stopped, I got out of the building.
In the city centre, hundreds ran to the streets, but there the danger was far from over. They worked together to pull victims from the rubble, bloodied and bruised, but they were the lucky ones. Many are still unaccounted for, feared dead.
We don't know how many people are in the building or anything, so we have got fat people that we're trying to get out now, but we don't know much more until we get in there.
More than 30 people are trapped under rubble in this building. It's a similar story across the city. Strangers are working alongside rescue crews to get them out.
You can hear them? Okay, just stay away from the edge.
This city has been through earthquakes before. A far stronger one hit in December, but the damage has never been like this.
It's a lot shallower than the last one, it's closer than the last one, and the effect may actually be worse.
Phones went down across the city, cutting lines to loved ones.
I'm not really okay because I don't know what's happening over in Heathcote, where my children are, and I can't get to Heathcote, so it's really scary.
TV crews reporting on the damage were caught in the middle.
Actually, sorry Sasha, we're just having just a little wobble here.
Broken power cables sparked fires in dozens of buildings. Authorities are still trying to find out if people are trapped inside. Hospitals have been inundated with the injured. Ambulances can't keep up. Australian doctors are among those doing what they can.
For the time being, we're just trying to accumulate any supplies that we can, and we've taken some from the stores around, and everyone's been very helpful.
The famed Christchurch Cathedral has stood for more than 130 years. It survived previous earthquakes. Today, its spire crashed to the ground.
This building comes down, you got no chance. Can you all go back there, please?
To actually see the top of the cathedral come down I've never seen anything like it in my life. To actually see it topple in front of the cathedral, to see the dust and have people running out underneath that dust there's just no words, to be quite honest. It was absolutely awful.
In the suburbs too, the force of the quake brought down homes and hillsides.
This giant rock's just fallen on the RSA building.
Nowhere and no one could escape.
Okay, how far back into the shop are you?
As rescue crews moved in, authorities asked people to leave the city centre. They did en masse. Roads out of the CBD were jammed. The terminal at the Christchurch airport has been evacuated.
We expect there be a continuous series of aftershocks, and of course for people who have gone through Now, the 2 previous events plus the aftershocks, this will be a traumatic time for them.
The recovery will take months, and Christchurch residents have been warned to expect more aftershocks tonight. New Zealand's city of churches can only pray they won't be as severe. Andrew Denny, 10 News.
Many of those injured in the quake are being treated in makeshift medical centres around Christchurch. Joy Reid from TVNZ is at one of them.
This is a triage centre set up here in Latimer Square. You'll be able to see some green tents behind me. You'll be able to see a lot of the paramedic staff that have come in. There are a lot of paramedics here. More keep being flown in by helicopters every few minutes or so. You've got doctors who've come into the central city and they're treating people here with injuries. You've got everything from people who've got small grazes to people with head injuries, and then to people who are in shock given what they've seen. Now, this place is really a hive of activity. You've got a lot of people coming in here as well, wanting to check on loved ones, seeing whether or not they're at this makeshift triage centre here. And you've got a helicopter pad to our right, and I'll just...